Hi everyone, welcome back. So for the very first time ever, I have received a physical card from Sephora for their VIB sale. This has never happened before. I usually don't even get an email. Now, for those unaware, Sephora has two sales. They have one in the spring and they have one in the late fall. And it's usually the only opportunity you will ever have to get a discount at Sephora. In North America anyway. I have been strangely to Prague randomly and they just had some sale and they're like, yeah, this happens every now and then. And I was like, what? How come we don't do that in North America? Anyway, random tangent aside. I got a card. It's 20% off. I am not a VIB Rouge, so I am only talking about the VIB dates, but they are from November 11th till the 14th. And the code 20VIB will get you 20% off online or in store, but you have to be a VIB member. And for those who are not aware of what VIB is, if you spend $350 up to $999, you qualify as a VIB member at Sephora. If you're less than $350, so like $349 and under, you're just a beauty insider. Spending $300 on makeup is still quite a bit in a year. And if you spend more than $1,000 in a year, you are a VIB Rouge. I've never qualified for a VIB Rouge. I've only ever just been a VIB member, but the discount percentage is the same between the two. I think both of them get 20% off. Anyway, this video is going to be my recommendations to you for the sale. Now, keep in mind, these are things that I own and things that I love, so this is also kind of like a favorites video. These are items you can buy at Sephora, and I love them dearly, and I think that they'd be a good use of your money if you can get even more of a discount and purchase them. So let's dive into what I think is a great item at Sephora, and I think you would enjoy it as well. So one of my absolute favorite blush brands is Tarte, and I only have 4 of their full sizes. I have a few of their palettes as well, but I've heard recently that the quality has gone down a little bit in their palettes, so I'm recommending their singles. What do I say about these other than I love every aspect about them? I love that the compact matches the color of the blush, or as close as you can possibly get by tinted plastic. I love that the inside has a mirror, which is absolutely fantastic. I like the pattern on it. It's just an imprint, but you know, it makes my heart happy. I have never been disappointed with their blushes. I think that the colors just really look good on my skin. Personal recommendations, I would say that Tarte's Exposed is one of the best you can possibly buy. It looks boring as hell in the pan, I realize that, but it's kind of like a brown mauve rose. It looks really, really gorgeous on my cheeks, and as you can see, I've hit pan on it, so clearly I do love it. Other ones that I love, I just mentioned Natural Beauty, my favorites, and then I have 2 coral ones that I adore, but I won't be reaching for them right now just because we're going into the cooler months. But Blissful was the first one I ever owned. Love this to pieces, and Charisma is very similar. It just has a little bit of shimmer in it. I don't think you can go wrong with Tarte's blushes. I will say though that I think you need to be a fan of the formula if you want to enjoy this. The texture can be a little bit stiff, so you need a little bit of a firmer brush in order to get the product onto your cheeks. It's by no means difficult, it's just something to be aware of. And one of the reasons I recommend these for the sale is that they are quite expensive on their own, so if you can get 20% off, you know, have at it. You might as well try something that is on the pricier side. And that's really going to be the theme of this entire video. If you can get something for a discount, you might as well buy something a little bit more expensive, right? So in keeping with that, the Becca highlighters are some of the best highlighters I have ever encountered. I think they're just stunning. It's such a beautiful sheen, and it is quite intense, so you have to be a fan of that highlighted look. I'm more specifically referring to their pressed, what are they? Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed. Oh, guys, like, you don't know what you're missing until you use one of these. So I have Pearl here, which is fantastic for me for the winter months and also great for really fair-toned people. My personal favorite though is definitely Champagne Pop. This is the one that she being Jaclyn Hill, created in collaboration with Becca, and some people think that this looks too deep. I would disagree. I think that this is an absolutely stunning peach champagne gold that just is gorgeous. Like, I don't get tired of looking at myself wearing this. It's beautiful. So if I had to recommend between the two of them, I'd say Champagne Pop, but honestly, they're wonderful products. Just get the color that you think would suit you the best. Sticking with highlighters, Makeup Forever has finally released their Pro Light Fusion highlighter. Now, some of you may be familiar with the Pro Sculpting Duo, and that's the duo that had, it was supposed to be a contour, but it's more bronzy because it is quite warm toned. But if we ignore the top half, this highlighter was everything. Everyone loved the highlighter, but could pretty much just like, you know, leave it with the bronze contour shade. So they finally came out with the highlighters as a single, and I can't, you know, touch it yet because I haven't photographed it yet for the blog, but I am so happy to see this. It is so nice for a brand to listen to their customers and hear that they really like the highlighter and then just go ahead and release it. Definitely go get it. They are referring to this shade as kind of a rose gold shade. I see more icy pink white, but it is stunning. And this is the shade 01 if I haven't already said it. And there is a shade 02, which is more of a gold tone, which is, it's equally gorgeous. They have done something so right with these highlighters that I really encourage you to go at least like swatch it and play with it in a Sephora. It is beautiful. Now, there's a brand out there that I feel often gets ignored because their packaging is just, you know, not as flashy as other brands out there. And that is Smashbox. And these are their Be Legendary lipsticks. I only got started trying these out, I think, at the beginning of 2016, and I was blown away. They have some absolutely stunning colors in this range, and they are so comfortable to wear. This one is called LA Sunset, and it's this beautiful orange-red coral shade. Ugh, glorious. And then they have, like, you know, your typical bright red. This one is called Infrared, and it's a matte, and it's gorgeous. They have some stunning shades, and I'm kind of sad that not enough people pay attention to the Smashbox lipsticks. These are absolutely fantastic to wear. The mattes are comfortable to wear. They're not too dry. The creams stay put, and like they don't drift around on my mouth, which is usually a problem with the cream. They're just lovely. And even better is that I think Smashbox has a mini set of their Be Legendary lipsticks out for the holiday season. So if you want to try like 5 or 6 of their small size lipsticks, which really, that's plenty of product, I think you can get it for something like 35 bucks. It's a fantastic deal, and I would really encourage people to actually try Smashbox lipsticks. I know it's just black packaging, there's nothing shiny and fancy about it, but really guys, these are phenomenal. Alright, now we've moved on to the palette portion of this video, and I've got quite a few to talk about. So let's start off by talking about some of the most expensive palettes at Sephora, and they are the Vizart palettes. They are $100, so with 20 bucks off, it does drop to 80 bucks, and that is a little bit easier to swallow, although still a bit of a struggle for a palette. But the quality on these are just really gorgeous. Granted, I have only ever tried the Editorial Brights palette, but I really don't encounter any reviews. I didn't enjoy the quality of these shadows. The Editorial Brights palette is all mattes, they are all vibrant, and they are all beautiful to apply. I have loved using this for creative makeup looks, for daily makeup looks. It's just so nice to be able to reach for a palette that is rainbow colored that can be incorporated in so many different looks. And you know that you can rely on it because the quality is fantastic. They do make more neutral palettes, so you don't have to get something that's as flashy as this, but I just think that the quality is definitely there with Vizart, so if you're interested in it, definitely get it when it's on sale. I mean, don't regret wanting it later and then being like, shoot, now I have to spend 100 bucks. Get it when it's on sale. So there's another palette out there that was released as a permanent product, but went out of stock so fast that people were like, what do I do? Thankfully, the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette is now back in stock on Sephora, and you can finally get your hands on it again. It is a permanent product, so you know, don't panic too hard if you can't get your hands on it right away or if it goes out of stock. But this palette is just really gorgeous. It is very warm toned, so if you like cool tones, you may not really go for this. But I'm so glad to see that a relatively well-known brand at Sephora is putting out a palette with colors that challenge people. And I can't really think of another mainstream brand out there that puts reds in their palette. It's just, no one's done that. It used to be a complete struggle for me to find red eyeshadow because I really enjoy that color on my lids. So it's nice to see it in a palette that is easily accessible, that people will probably look at those shades and go, how can I use that? And they are gorgeous on the lids. A few years ago, I really don't think anybody wanted anything to do with red eyeshadow, and now you see a mainstream brand putting that out. I have to applaud that. I am so excited that Anastasia has done that. Now, two long-term favorites of mine that's going to be no surprise to anyone out there are the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palettes. I don't think you can go wrong with either of these. It's all down to personal preference, and I do prefer these over the Urban Decay Naked palettes. Primarily because the Naked palettes only have 2 mattes in them, whereas these have a lot more variety in finishes. The original Chocolate Bar palette, I have the older, bulkier packaging because I got it when it first was launched. I think this is more appropriate, in my eyes, for the fall, winter seasons, because I feel like the shades are more, I say more cranberry in tone, but it's really just this guy right here. I don't know, there's something about this that screams holiday season to me more. So if you're looking for something for the cooler months, I mean, honestly guys, you can wear this whenever, but for me this just screams more cold season weather. But if you want something that's a little bit more warm toned, and I think more like warmer months with this, the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette is the way to go. This is my preference out of the two of them. I like it more than the original Chocolate Bar, but honestly, shades are so personal. Get what you like. These, of course, both have that lovely chocolate scent that Too Faced is known for. And it's funny to me now because I used to think that scented eyeshadow was a weird thing, but now it adds so much to the experience for me that I'm sad when I use eyeshadows that don't have a scent to them. And that's just kind of ridiculous, but like, honestly, the smell of chocolate when you're putting your makeup on in the morning, it's really good. And the very last recommendation I have is the Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette. I think everyone out there needs a matte eyeshadow palette, and this is one that is easy to get. It's gonna be on sale, so it's even better. And it's just fantastic. The colors in here are great for adding a little something extra to any makeup look. I find in general more people have shimmery eyeshadows than they have matte shadows, so I think it's worthwhile to add more matte into your look. It helps add dimension. You can help deepen shadows that are shimmery with a matte color that is similar in tone or in depth. It's just a very versatile palette, and I'm so glad that more brands are now putting out more matte shades. I feel like it used to be difficult to find them, but Kat Von D has stolen my heart with this palette. I reach for it way more often than I thought I would. Even if it's just to add a single color into the eye look that I'm creating, it is so handy. And that is it for my recommendations. If I can say anything else about this sale, it's that you should get something that you are deeply interested in, or that you have had in your shopping cart at Sephora for ages, but have just never pulled the trigger on. Get something expensive, like perfume, or get a gift set that really intrigues you. The other option is, of course, to buy products for family members or for friends for the holiday season, but we all know that you're going to be buying something for yourself as well. Let me know if you have any plans for the VIB sale. I would love to hear about what you're going to be purchasing. I'm sure I will have a haul. Don't know how much I'm spending yet. I'm still trying to figure out how much I'm going to allow myself to spend for this sale. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!